Hello, I'm Jashykins, and welcome to another review of Doctor Who, this time of the latest episode called The Power of Three. Now, when this episode began, I was feeling really happy, and so when the main enemies of the episode come, I was like, oh, isn't that so cute? There's little black boxes. Oh, there must be evil afoot. But over the course of the episode, they became more and more creepy, especially once you saw these people with like a hole for a mouth. So it became creepier, and like, I seriously cannot look at another black box the same way ever again. It was really creepy. But my favorite box had to have been the one that played the chicken dance on a loop. It's like, I don't care if those things are evil or not, that is just fucking awesome. I want that box. And it turns out the whole big baddies weren't the boxes themselves. They were these, what the Doctor called basically these creatures that were the pest control of the universe and that wanted Judgment Day. And it's really great. It turns out what the boxes actually did was to mess with electricity, and since the human body itself is electricity, to shut down the heart. And the Doctor figured this out when his left heart stopped working, and it was great because for a few minutes there, all that we heard talked about were, how can you humans live with just one heart? And my favorite line of the episode had to be that, hang on, I think I have the quote somewhere here. Well, my favorite quote of the episode was, "Welcome back, Lefty." But this episode, besides these outward slow invasion, really showed how far apart the Doctor and the pawns were getting. Because the Doctor doesn't get that the pawns have a life outside the Doctor. And this was really shown through a conversation Amy Pond had with the Doctor that was just like, aww. That the Doctor explained how he viewed what was going on in the series, that he wasn't running away. He was running to see things before they would stop ever happening again. Hang on. He was there to see things before they ever stopped happening ever again. And so he was like, then why stick with us? And he basically said, it seems like he sort of imprinted on them by, they were the first people he really saw, so he sort of formed a connection with them. And so he was going with them before they themselves faded away. So it's a really interesting conversation how he was running not away but to. It was just a really sweet part of the episode. It was just throughout that whole scene, I was like, aww. It was cute and adorable. Let's see, I already talked about the boxes. Who can not talk about this episode and talk about the boxes? And at the end of the episode, we get our title of the episode, The Power of Three, because, cubed, is three, and Amy makes a reference to that. And the Doctor had one scene where he's like, we have to watch the cubes all the time. And and he was like getting bored, and so he does all this stuff, and he's like, how long was I gone? And they're like, an hour. And of course, when the boxes finally do something, because throughout a good majority of this episode, the boxes do nothing. You just know something bad is going to happen with the boxes. My voice is just going. Anyways, the boxes, once the boxes start doing something, Amy, Rory, and the doctor run down, and each one of them in turn tells all the crazy stuff the boxes did to them. The doctor shot a laser. Amy's was reading her heart, and Rory's, I can't remember what happened with Rory's box. It did something. And then, so, you know, there's these three crazy things that went on. And then Brian comes in and is like, my box moved. Yeah, there were a bunch of clever lines thrown in here. All in all, I highly enjoyed this episode because it showed an external threat as well as the threat between what the doctor and the pawns. So I think this, I don't know, this is like, besides Asylum of the Daleks, The Power of Three and Asylum of the Daleks are my favorite episodes of this season so far. So I'm really happy about that. And again, I've been Jashykins, owner at jashykins.blogspot.com. If you want to contact me outside Twitter or my blog, you can always contact me on Facebook, facebook.com/Jashykins fan page. Or if you don't have a Facebook, or if you prefer Twitter, I have a Twitter account at Jashykins. And also, I have a Tumblr for those of you who do Tumblr. And my Tumblr, of course, is Jashykins. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, like, share amongst your friends. If you're viewing this on my blog, thank you just for watching. And if you want to help out this blog to support it, there's a Cafe Press link somewhere on the side. And until next video, goodbye.